Hi team, welcome back. This is a quick video about hex bar deadlift, the front bar deadlift, which is a barbell deadlift we know in the traditional name. So what is the difference between them? So as you can see on this video, I'm going to do a hex bar deadlift here. So you basically step into the middle of the hex bar and grip on two sides of the bar. So that places the weight in the center and you are able to lift a heavier load with a hex bar because the gravity is in the center. Okay, so it kind of gives you that natural mid-foot strike, powering away from the ground, and obviously as well holding the bar on the two sides does not beat up your shoulders as much as like doing a frontal bar. So if you have trouble of mobility actually on the lats and the shoulders, then a hex bar deadlift will perfectly work well for you. Obviously, technique-wise, still you're starting kind of in a squat position, then raising that hip a little bit higher, then do the hinge. So squat, hinge, then you hinge, squat. Okay, mid-foot strike. So you imagine rather pushing away from the ground, like doing a leg press, and rather than actually saying that, okay, I'm going to lift that bar up. So that is all about that one. So you want to maintain that neutral spine position. And we're going to move on to the front bar deadlift. I'm gonna show you a drill how you can actually focus on doing that leg drive, that like pressing away, like doing a leg press, and really like pushing from hip, thrusting it like forward rather than imagining lifting that bar up. Okay, and the drill is a simple drill you can complete every day and even help you to maintain neutral spine. Okay, let's move on to the front bar. So this is an Olympic bar, can be with a 20 kilos Olympic bar, which is a male one, and 15 kilos female one. So this time the barbell is on the front. So the posterior deltoid should be in line with the bar and the bar should be touching your shins. Now, it should be a mid-foot strike. Lots of times we are trying to place more weight on the front of the foot or on the heel. However, the weight should be spread across. Now, you need to get a good leg drive out. So this movement here is gonna activate the hips there. So activate the hips, turning on the hip muscle and the gluteus medius. Okay, and imagine bending the bar, creating the torque on the bar and engaging the lats, getting into that neutral spine position. Now, you need to learn how to stiffen your own core and use your own lifting weightlifting belt rather than straight go to a weightlifting belt. So now how can you do that? Imagine like an empty can, if you press on it, it's going to compress together, but if it's full and there's no air in it, it stays safe. Even if you step on it, will take the load, right? This is exactly the same you need to do with a normal barbell. So have a look at that neutral spine position, really squeeze on the glutes, foot planted in, spread the weight around, chin touching the bar, posterior deltoid in line with the barbell, and stiffen up the core. Imagine you get punched in the stomach, brace that core. Okay, create that torque on the bar. Imagine bending that bar and engage the lats. Okay, pull that shoulder blade together and don't let your spine to move out of line when you're lifting that load. Really stiffen that core and you're ready to press away from the ground and pushing that hip forward. Okay, imagine doing that rather than imagining lifting the bar. Okay, up to that position, squat, hinge, hinge, squat. Okay, now here is the little drill for you to practice. Okay, you want to hold on to the top of the spine, creating a neutral spine position, getting punched in the stomach, stiffen up the core. Okay, slowly in a C-shaped grip, you want to slowly slide down on the side all the way up until touching the knee joint. Okay, maintaining the position of the spine, but you're feeling that you're moving from the hip rather than bending from the back. Now, this applies when you're picking up anything during the day, night or at work. Okay, try to pick it up this way, lift that way. Imagine that hip pushing from this position forward, okay, like thrusting, pressing away from the ground. maintaining that neutral spine position. Now, what is the difference between hex bar and the front bar deadlift? Is which is better for you? Now, are you an athlete doing a sport that requires your best performance? That means weightlifting is only the supplementation of your training. Then you find to get hex bar deadlift if that is helping you to get a heavier load. Like a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu athlete's shoulders are quite often beaten up. That means they already might be hurting there because there's so much pressure on the joints. The hex bar deadlift would be actually a better option for them as well, because you can lift a heavier load and you want to get up to your highest performance on a power phase of training or a peak strength training, that you probably be better be a hex bar. So you need to ask, are you specifically training for a sport or you want to be a power lifter? Because now as a power lifter you may not be able to get away from it. It's good to supplement things, but as a power lifter obviously you will have a frontal bar there. So depending what you want to be good at and what you are already lack of. Do you have shoulder pain, lower back pain? Because obviously a frontal bar will put a bit more load on the lower back, which doesn't have to be the case depending how you lift as well, and adjusting your position. Is every single muscle that you should be using switching on and turning on the right time? Can you stiffen the core and brace, getting that bracing sequence when you're lifting without your spine coming out of alignment when you are lifting the bar? But all I can say, choose it for the purpose you are training for. What is your goal? Ask yourself. If you're a full-time athlete and you want to get to your peak strength, if you doing a sport which already beating up your shoulder but you already just want to get better at that sport, so supplementing it with strength and conditioning, you would be absolutely fine with a hex bar deadlift. If you want to get more involved into powerlifting or getting a full peak max rep front bar deadlift and doing it with the right form, really thinking about all of the positions and options and points that I have mentioned previously, then go for a frontal bar deadlift. So consider your previous injuries as well, consider how much load you are putting on the bar, because if your back can't take that load at the moment, don't just load it inappropriately, because that will lead to your injury. So I hope this was helpful and I will see you back with another video.